I got a random personality question for y'all. Um, and this just let me preface it with this has nothing to do with the state of the relationship. If you're in one, um, it's more just like it's more so to figure out your personality type as a woman. And I'll explain. Um, so your man, he goes out of town, business trip or whatever, and he's at the hotel. He hits you up like, "Hey, baby, I'm horny. You know what I'm saying? I want some." And he has three options, and these are three options. You pick one of the options. Option A, you tell him throw on some tasty blacks, big booty, and handle your business and masturbate. That's option A. Option B is you tell them take a cold shower and go to sleep. Option C, you tell them to go, find a random woman prostitute and handle his business. Jabril, Jabril, which option would you choose?
Why you ask me first?
Because I know.
What was the second one?
Option B is he takes a cold shower. You tell him to take a cold shower and go to bed.
Nah, man, I'm gonna go with A. That's the big booty black saw that.
No, that's just masturbate. Masturbate and handle your business. Work it out.
Yeah, I'm with that. I might even do a Zoom call for you. We can FaceTime all day.
See.
Okay. I'm with that one.
I got you. Inez, what about you?
I go with that one too. That's mine right there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Ty, what about you?
Going to take a cold shower. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
So you gonna tell them to take a cold shower?
Take a cold shower, make it cold, and go to your bed. It's really hot right now, and I'm tired.
Okay. Well, I mean, what is it? Okay, no. See, you made it about you, but all right. So for a woman that says pick option A, it means you can be around you cater to your man. That's your instinct when you're around him to cater to him to whatever his need is. As a woman, that's option A.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I don't really know about that. I don't agree with that.
But here, no, we'll talk about it. But so here, option B, you telling your man go take a cold shower and go to bed. For that, a woman is a little self-centered, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a more of a selfish thing. And both of y'all kind of alluded to being in option B when you said we'll do a Zoom call. I never mentioned anything about a Zoom call. That means you want it your way. Self-centered, selfish kind of thing. And then option C.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong.
It's a lot wrong with that because it wasn't part of the category. You made it.
I'm about to tell you what the truth is. You starting shit, and that's
I am. That's what I do. Stir the pot. You know me. That's what I do. I stir it a little bit, and then so option C, and you probably, if you think about it, you can relate to it depending on how you grew up. Option C is a woman that's been around a lot of men in her family who were never just one woman, faithful and whatnot. A woman that picks option C is used to men being with multiple women. None of y'all picked it. I'm just giving you what the options are. What do you got, Jabril? I know you want to say something.
I don't got nothing. I'm trying to see where you going.
I want to know what kind of personality type you had, and both of y'all picked option A, which is cool. It's nothing. Option A is cool. You have the instinct to cater to your man, his needs when you're around him, or if he calls and needs a little help. Option B, you're a little self-centered and selfish.
Let me just play devil's advocate at this point, okay? So here's the thing. Why the fuck did you call me anyway? Can I cuss? I did. It's over. Why did you call me anyway? If you had the KC booty black, you should have just popped it in before you let me know if you weren't trying to FaceTime. No way.
Who's adding options? Who added anything about FaceTiming?
I'm just saying though, if you was already just gonna watch the porno from option A, you didn't need to call and tell me that, bro. for one.
He
So I feel like you need to take some accountability for that, Big.
What is accountability? He called y'all talking on the phone. He's out of town. And man, I'm horny. Like, what's up? Trying to.
Because the fact that you bring it up implies that you would like me to do something about it. None of those questions.
But then he becomes right, though, right? That
What you mean?
Kind of cater, in a sense, like it's you catering to him to the highest level because you want to make sure that, listen, my man is really satisfied. But he's saying that you're also taking it a step further because your personality didn't say to stick within the frame. You went above the frame.
Way out the frame.
Above the frame.
Exactly. While people like me now, I really, it depends on when it's, within my frame or go to sleep.
Yeah, you like just dismissive, like, nah, bro, just go to sleep, take a shower. Like, don't
all about pleasure.
Yeah, you're about exactly. And that leads to a woman that picks option A is a woman that if her needs are being met, physical, mental, emotional, financial, all that stuff is being met, she can then become trisexual. I'll try anything sexually with my man if all those other things are being met. She, you know what I'm saying? They get to the point where let's go to the strip club. Now we're going to a strip club because she wanted to go or because I wanted to go. It can get, that's an option A personality woman. Option B.
I agree with that. I mean, everybody within their boundaries, strip club might not be an option for your relationship, so to speak. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. For real.
Okay.
Since you broke it down like that, like I agree with that too. Like since you broke it down like that, because like I'm gonna do what I feel comfortable with. You know what I mean? So I agree with that. I agree with the first one.
Okay. Yeah, I can give it to you.
You gotta keep a relationship fun. You gotta keep it fun. So like as long as we keep our boundaries and you ain't being disrespectful, like we could try different things.
You never know what I can.
Can you hear me?
It's a level of comfortability you got to establish with the person you with. So,
I think if you feel secure in a relationship, from all angles, financially, physically, emotionally, all of that. If you feel secure within a relationship for a woman, I think that opens up a number of avenues for you in a relationship, not even just physically or sexually.
Yeah. So, all right. So how do you answer? How do y'all, and I'm kind of, I guess I'm assuming, I don't, Inez and Ty, if y'all in a relationship or, even talking to somebody, how do you check in with your man and just, you ask him, what's your response if you ask him, are you okay? And he says no. He didn't.
Okay, about what?
You just ask him are you okay? You just walk in and you ask him, are you okay? What's your...
I mean, not to be rude, for me, it's like any relationship, you can tell if something is wrong with the person and you kind of say, what's going on and you communicate along that. I'm all for that every single day.
Okay. Yeah. So what about you, Jabril? Like if he says, you ask him, are you okay? And he says no. What's your response and follow up?
I mean, I agree with Ty. If he say no, then clearly that implies that a deeper conversation needs to be had.
Yeah.
I'm always open to that, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm just gonna say this, and it probably don't need to be said, but I'm not gonna pull it out of you either. Like if I ask you and you say you're not okay, then you need to be open to communicate about it. Like I'm not gonna try to drag it out of you either.
No, you don't have to. I think I'm hinting at a lot of women, and please correct me if I'm wrong or going out of bounds. A lot of women will take a man saying, no, I'm not okay, and make it about them. And it's something wrong with the relationship. Something's off about them, and some women will take it and make the thing about them. And most times it has nothing to do with y'all.
I don't agree with that. I
Mhm.
agree with it's normally a pattern of something that's going on for you to think
Mhm.
that it has something to do with the relationship. If there was nothing that was going on, like if your sixth sense wasn't picking up on something previously, then you ain't gonna think it has anything to do with the relationship. You're
Okay.
gonna just ask him, if he says something is wrong. Our life is so huge. So you're supposed to know, hey, is it something to do with work or whatever the case is? But if it has something to do with me, normally we've been getting into arguments or you've been acting a little bit shady lately, and I've picked up on it. And not because you did not agree with me at the time, it doesn't mean nothing was going on. It means that I haven't found out yet. But
Okay.
anytime my internal sense tells me that my significant other is acting differently, he is acting differently. He's going to say something to you to make you feel like, oh no, it's something else, whatever. But your inner gut wouldn't tell you because you saw the shift in his behavior and you know it's coming from somewhere if you're in a relationship with that man.
Yeah. Cliff, I feel like we've had this conversation slightly before on the other podcast.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you are not able to have an effective conversation with your partner where they are able to understand that what you're saying doesn't affect them, like Ty said, then you're not with the right person. You feel me? Like she said, like the vibe has had to be off for some time for you to think that it's about you. And if you're saying that it's not about them, then you need to check yourself about how have you been handling what you're dealing with and how it's perceived by your partner.
Dope. I got you. Okay. Inez, you got a comment on that?
Yeah, I just feel like a female's intuition is real strong. So I feel like if you do turn it back on you, there has been a situation that's been coming up repeatedly. So I'm just not going to say, like, if you say there's nothing wrong with you and I bring up a certain situation, I'm just not going to say that just out the blue. Like, we've been having this same conversation before.
Yeah.
You know, so I know something's wrong. So just like the gut, that female intuition, like you need to listen to that.
Interesting.
I'm married now, which is why Cliff be skipping over me in these conversations. But I'm married, and my husband and I have had some issues for some time. And I did internalize some of them, you know, to Cliff's point, you know, if I ask you what's wrong with you and you say nothing, you know, I had a weird feeling that it had something to do with me because of how he was dealing with what he was going through. But, you know, fast forward to today, you know, it finally comes out that it didn't have anything to do with me, but in a sense it does, right? So if you're in turmoil for a period of time, even though it's not stemming from our relationship, the fact that you don't feel comfortable enough to share it with me or to open up about it and help and allow me to help you to deal with it, then that in a sense does have something to do with me.
I think that, sorry, Cliff. I think it kind of goes back to what Cliff was saying about that personality. And I guess that's why our personalities are, you know, the A versus the B is so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, like, for me, it's like, it's about you, bro. Like, you need to figure it out. Yes. And I move away from internalizing other people's drama because I got my own drama to deal with. If it's not something about the relationship, like for example, you know, whether or not you washed the dishes last night, because I hate when there's leftover dishes and you came in late or whatever the case is, and those little small habits may bother you, then it's still about you because it's not a me issue, it's a you issue. And you should know whether or not you can deal with that issue before we get into something deeper personally.
Okay, yeah. So as the only male here, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's nothing to do with you, with the women. We deal with a lot of things, and we feel like we got to be Superman, and we also feel like we can't be vulnerable all the time with you because some women have a really bad habit of saying things, and it cuts deep. It cuts deep to us because y'all words have power. Y'all have a lot of power over men, and I think y'all know that. Y'all get that. Y'all understand that. It's just certain things like we just don't want to say and tell you what's going on because we don't want to sound like a punk, or we don't want you to say a slick comment to us, and it kind of kills us. It kind of kills us, cuts our ego, pride, and all that. So it's kind of tough for us to say, I'm not feeling that I'm living up to my fullest potential in this marriage or in this relationship. Things at work are not going the way I feel like they need to go or want to go. I can't come home and tell you that because I'm exhausted for one, and two, I just don't want to come off like a punk. I spent all day fighting outside at work and fighting society. I don't want to come home and fight with you too. That makes sense?
It do in some sense. But it sounds like that's a personal problem. To me it does. I mean, just because you keep saying you feel like you can't come home and say something, you don't want to come home and say something. So I don't know in that instance what it is that you would expect your partner to do with that if you're not letting her in, right?
Right.
I mean, that's an internal issue.
Gotcha.
For me,
unless you have a partner who is a serial person who just does who is not open to receiving anything that you say ever. You know what I'm saying? Who can't have an effective conversation in general.
Yeah. I hear you. Go ahead, Ty.
For me, it seems as if you don't put us on the same level, because you coming home from a long day, I also work, I also have the kids, I also am juggling so much. I'm juggling so much too. So if you respect our levels as the same, and not just me as a mother or just as a wife that's not doing anything, then you'll understand that I understand what you're going through, because I'm going through the same thing.
And not even just that. I think that it's just unfortunate that men cannot find solace in their partners. Us as women, I mean, I feel like we are created to handle the things that you say you carrying on your own. If you would allow your woman to be your partner as she was created to be, then it wouldn't be such a heavy burden. But if you're choosing to carry it on your own, then I don't really know what to tell you.
Because it goes back to, I'm sorry, Inez. It goes to y'all words. Y'all words have so much power over us. Like, it could be a moment where, like, and this for me, like, I do not like when a woman says to a man, "Be a man." Like, that's like me telling you to be a woman. How can I tell you that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. And it's things like that when we hear that go into our shell, like, well, I ain't gonna tell her these burdens, because I know you women are, y'all, we are equal. Y'all balance us out. We need you. But at some, the word, the mouth, the braille, oh Lord Jesus.
Man, you killing me. I can't take it. I can't take it. You're killing me.
I agree with you on that. The mouth. But I had that similar situation where an ex got fired from his employment, and he did take some time to have that conversation that he was fired, and it came from ego. It came from ego. It came from how he believed as a man that he should be construed. And he wasn't able to tell me for about 2 weeks. And it's not like I was going to do anything or say something crazy, but that was, again, that's a him problem. It wasn't a me problem.
Yeah. Cliff, it just is. It just is. There's no way around that, man.
All right, all right. I'm gonna take it. You know, it's a us problem. It's a men problem. We gonna fix it. We gonna have a meeting later.
If you feel like
Yeah.
you're with someone that you cannot communicate your deepest thoughts to, then you are with the wrong person, and it is your
Yes.
responsibility to find the match for you, Cliff. Like, I mean, and I'm not attacking you, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
But
I
that
don't-
is so true. Like, that's so true. I didn't mean to cut you out, but I feel like that's why I'm still single, because like it's been like 7 years, but like you know yourself now. Like that's something you gotta check at the door. Like if you can't communicate, then why are we still talking?
Period. Who is she? Do you want me to call her?
I ain't got no problems. Nah, you know, I ain't got no issues. These is hypotheticals.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I know these is hypotheticals.
You know I got your back.
Yeah.